Hello everyone, and welcome to the complete tutorial for the Backpack Exchange platform, which aims to compete with the largest centralized exchanges, then, more literally, completely replace FTX and become just as big or bigger, targeting Binance. There are already many interesting things to do on Backpack, and we will see all that together. We can directly see a little bit of the statistics about it on CoinGecko. It was just to show you the page, but you can look for more information on it. Of course, on it we have spot trading, perpetual and future. We can already see, very highly rated on CoinGecko, a growing volume day by day. The platform is gaining significant ground, and it's also the return of futures in Europe on a centralized platform, and absolutely how to say, by the book. Defi Lama, for those who know, really contains all the information we need. Everything is very well detailed. It's super interesting. So, well, I will let you go take a closer look at the CoinGecko page. And so there you go, Backpack Exchange. We will hear about it for a very long time. And for those who don't know yet, they are also the ones who will reimburse all or a large part, from what I understand, of the FTX clients. EU. And to add some context, they recently added a few months ago the FTX license, which allowed them to offer future trading services in Europe. And concretely, their ambition is to become the leading exchange for all types of purchases and all types of users, beginner, expert, or trader, no matter what. Be aware that, as explained by the CEO of Backpack, Armani Ferrante, in various interviews available on YouTube, explained that concretely the goal is not for it to be a black box, it's for absolutely the maximum amount of things to be transparent, if not everything, to see exactly how everything works, and for there to be as few opaque details as there might be with Binance or other large platforms. The main idea of Backpack is really to have a single account for everything, whether it's spot purchases of futures, over the counter, lending, borrowing, etc. This greatly simplifies the entire user experience. And you will see there is also the Backpack wallet, which has been in the field for much longer and truly allows total harmony between the exchange and the wallet. And it's really super nice to use. Note that, well, then it will be possible to do lending and borrowing, to use collateral to trade at the same time, and to earn yield on top of all that. So they're not new. They didn't just arrive last month. They've been around for a while and have already created products really great. As you can see at the moment, I'm making the video. Well, the video will of course be timeless. It will be useful at any time for anyone. But at the moment I'm shooting the video, the seasons have been launched. So for those who follow the same principle as we have seen on Hyperliquid, here we are at season 1, distribution of points for users who use the platform, which obviously suggests that there might be a potential token coming afterwards, and that these users will receive an airdrop. You can find on the channel other videos specifically dedicated to earning points for those who have not registered yet. You have the affiliate link right below in the description. So for those who wish to support us, besides an offer we currently propose, we'll talk about it later, but for the point earning season with affiliation, you are not obligated to use that link, but there it is. When you click on it below, you can see that you are well referred by Backpack FR. So when you are on this page, you can now create your account and click on sign up. You will then land on a page that allows to do your KYC. You will be asked if you are an individual or a business, and to enter your information, your personal information, as well as the accompanying documents. When the account is created, you arrive on your homepage. I invite you to immediately go to the settings and in the security tab to set up two-factor authentication and all the other settings that are asked of you, to be sure of having a guarantee. Sorry, not a guarantee, optimal security. And then we will focus on the deposit in order to carry out his or her first purchases on spot and hold his or her first cryptocurrencies on Backpack. Now, to make a deposit, you have the portfolio section with the funds you hold. As you can see, you can have a main account and if I'm not mistaken. About 10 sub accounts, we will actually create a second one immediately. So account 2, add sub friendly accounts. We can activate auto lending. We will talk about it later, but it will allow you to earn yield all the time on the entire sub friendly account. So have an annual yield on all the funds you hold. You can decide whether to activate it or not. As for me, I don't activate it for this account. It all depends on the use you want to have a trading spot at, up to you. For those who are not familiar with sub accounts, it's really very useful when well, everything is gathered. So in one single account, there you go. On my main account, I can very well do spot trading, futures trading, or lending money or borrowing it. But sometimes it's good to have, well, a sub account where you decide to allocate a certain amount to trade and ensure you only use those funds for trading, not mixing everything. Because you should know that here, trading on Backpack is done on a cross basis, meaning that all the available funds in the account are used in trading, meaning that all the funds available in the account can be used for calculate on your liquidation price on the trades you take and others. I will not, let's keep it simple as possible so that everyone understands. So for example, I want to make a deposit into my main account. I go to deposit. I have the choice between transferring funds from my main account to account number 2, or bringing in money from outside, choosing the asset I wish to use. Cryptocurrency. I am given my deposit address in this case. So if I want to deposit Bitcoin, I am given my Bitcoin address. Obviously, only Bitcoins are sent through the Bitcoin network. For this address, you can either scan it or directly copy the address. You send and receive it here very quickly. You also have the option to deposit directly in cash, which will probably interest many. For that, we will click on continue. We see that the method is, for the moment, only by card. We have an FRQ if anyone is interested. We are simply redirected to the payment processor that Backpack uses. I won't do it since I have no reason to deposit cash on the exchange. I already have some that comes from crypto, but for all those who want to start with Backpack, this is how it's done. Car sync happening. And note that the deposit can also be very easy. As I already mentioned, the Backpack wallet is indeed here, very pleasant to use together. The two products are extremely complementary and it can be done very quickly. Well, it so happens that I have already withdrawn my funds to put them on Backpack. But when you are here, if you choose, for example, USDT, it directly offers you to make, to make a direct deposit from the wallet, and it is done extremely easily. It automatically detects the network and you choose which sub account you want to make the deposit. Quite simply. The exchange and the wallet are really in harmony, like one single product. For example, well, stop using MetaMask, although I still use it occasionally, it happens. But now it's mostly Backpack wallet and Rebi wallet. From time to time, you can create as many accounts as you want. You already have many networks available on the Backpack wallet. It's really super well optimized. You can hold and see the NFTs that you hold on. Backpack, make swaps, and come explore the different apps available directly on the products and services available directly in the wallet Backpack. Note that there is affiliation possible to do on Backpack wallet. I will put the link just below. The code. You can use the code BackpackFR when you create your wallet quite simply, which gives a commission of 10 or 30%. I no longer remember. For each swap, there you go. So I invite you to do the same with your circle, your friends, when you talk to them about it. Feel free to share your link. It's always worth taking that rather than it going to waste. Get back, let's say 10 to 30% of the swap fees carried out by users. That's it for the wallet. Let's say you have made your deposit, you have money available. I have USDT available. I hold a little bit of BTC. I have USDC and USDT. We are going, so whether you have euros or crypto or dollar in the spot, we already have a decent number of pairs available. Let's say you want to hold more BTC or Ether, Solana as well. let's take a little of survey one. Why not? So once you are here, you can either buy or sell what you have. I don't own any Ether, so there's nothing to sell. I have 3,000, a bit more than 3,000 USDC available. I can simply ask it to buy me for 100 USDC. And we'll see my position, like what I hold. You can switch here if you prefer to buy a specific amount of Ether directly and not a value in USDC. It's up to your preference. I'll show you the table. Some backpack fees, so spot and future on the screen. In the market, obviously it costs you slightly more to buy like this because actually you are taking the liquidity and you don't place it. Finally, how to explain? Yes, that's it. You take the liquidity, so it's slightly higher and therefore the order is executed instantly. No matter the price, you will be executed at the price where it can be done instantly. With the limits, you indicate the price. Finally, you indicate the quantity you want. You specify the price at which you want the order to go through. I will show you that right away. So here, I want to buy. Let's say I'm saying I would like to buy for, so when the price is at $1,500, hoping that, there you go, I estimate it will fall back just a little bit. We are not far off by $100. There you go. In short, you understood. I can place my order. It appears here waiting to be executed. Quite simply, nothing more complicated. When it is executed, it will appear in my balance. Same logic when you have bought your cryptocurrency for resale, you can say I cancel this order. For the example, you can say you go to sell, you say there I would like to sell the following quantity of Ether at $1,800. When it reaches $1,800, execute my order for this quantity or for such an amount. And you place your order and wait for it to passes. And similarly, if you choose a market, it's for the order to execute immediately, regardless of the price. And you have conditional orders where you can say there, trigger the order when my trigger price, the price of what's it called? Anyway, the trigger price is reached. So we can say I want it at $1,700. The price, the sale is made. This is different from a limit order since in fact it's a condition to use a market order. That is to say, you tell it at 1,700. Once we hit 1,700, no matter what is available or not, you sell at market at any price the following quantity. That way you're sure that when you reach such a price, no matter whether there is volatility or not, so that it drops a little or rises a bit higher, the order goes through no matter what. Of course, you can also add the specificity and say, be careful, I indeed want the order to be created and entered into the order book at such a price at 1,700 and sell my ETH at 1,705, let's say. There you go. I wait for it to reach 1,700, $5 higher, so hope it goes into the order book, and $5 higher we sell at such a price the quantity I have decided to sell. And you obviously see the quantity you get back. You can calculate your gains this way. Then, without going into detail, you have the option to buy on margin, which essentially means that you are literally borrowing where you have the percentage of what it will cost you annually. Be careful when borrowing, it's not without risk. You could have your position liquidated when the market is very volatile and you lose a slight percentage. You see that with $3,000, 3,000 USDC available, I can borrow up to almost $18,000. Sorry. And I am mistaken. I am not borrowing $18,000 in these cases. I can borrow a maximum of $14,800 precisely because there is a slight difference between what I can borrow and the maximum amount I have access to, precisely to avoid being immediately liquidated and losing everything. But well, if you're not especially a trader or knowledgeable with borrowing and providing liquidity, I don't recommend messing with it. You could quickly regret it. You also have access to the leverage you can define here. Finally, to the leverages, to the margin leverages you can define. To finalize the example, we'll set it to market. We'll tell it, I want $100 of ETH, and you'll see that the order will go through instantly. Voila. There you go. Order field, order accepted. I come into my balance and we indeed find my ETH here. We can see that there is indeed a very slight percentage that was taken, and we can see that I get a slight annual return depending on the type of crypto that I have, and it varies all the time throughout the year depending on the periods and many other factors. But what's really nice is that there's no loss. You don't lose anything, no regrets in saying, darn, I kept my spot on this platform. It sits idle, nothing happens, like it might on other platforms, on many other platforms, where Backpack is very strong, as you can calmly hold your cryptocurrencies and earn something in return than the futures. So then, parenthesis, in my more tab, you have a lot of information. You can go take a look if you're interested. There are quite a few interesting details to properly get a handle on the platform. But there we go. Let's delve into, let's be interested in the future. So for those who know how to do it, if you are not a trader, in any case, I do not recommend touching that part. And there you go. Same principle as for the spot. You have quite a few pairs available. So let's say, there we go. Let's open the BTC pair. As usual, the fees vary depending if you take the liquidity or if you provide it. So market is more expensive than limit. That's all you need to remember about that. You can choose the leverage you want to use. Let's say I stay at times 8. I decide to put $800. And so the cost of my order, of my margin will only be $100. Since then, I am at 8 times leverage. So $100 times 8, my order will be $800. However, there are risks that come with it. Because if the market happens to move approximately 12.5% downward, then since I'm long, I would get liquidated and lose the $100. So I don't intend to give a trading lesson, but simply to show you. I place the order. I buy. We can immediately see it. Since I was in the market, we can immediately see it move into positions and not balance like in spot. We are indeed in positions because it's just a temporary position. Quote unquote, you can see my position size, the value that moves, the entry price, the current price. You can see the margin I've put in. There you go. Usually you will see your liquidation price. Why doesn't it show up right away? Yes, there you have it. Simply because the risk is so low that there's no liquidation price, quite simply. And you can set the take profit and the take, stop your losses, whether it's in market. Be careful, I emphasize here, you are in market. So if the order is executed, you go into market. This is where the fees are slightly higher. You can set it to limit, hop, and it will do exactly as I explained earlier with the order that will enter the market but will not necessarily execute instantly. Most often. I often do market most of the time to avoid making mistakes. And you can set your price. For example, I can say that I want to resell once the price of BTC will be at $80,000. And so they tell me I will have a return on investment of 31%, which is $31. Very simple to calculate. Similarly, if I say cut my loss at $70,000, I will lose 72% of my position. With a loss of 72.80 United States dollar coin, there quite simply, we can validate and then we see them displayed here. They also appear in the orders with conditions. You really have all the information you want here. I don't need them at the moment, so I cancel them. Hop me say, and there you go. You also have all the data available in all the other tabs with the fees you pay each time, etc. Your history of gains, your losses, everything is very clear. So here's the position for the example. It's slightly at a loss. We are going to close it. You also have the option to close it completely, either at the limit or at market. I'm going to close it at market, so it closes immediately. We can, you see the price may slightly differ between what is displayed here and what is displayed there. Be careful without fees. It's just a matter the price is different just due to display and fluctuating prices. These are not the same numbers that are taken into account. Refer to this one at the moment you close the position. And an important thing in this whole system on Backpack, the big innovation is that we absolutely get yield everywhere. We can see it here up there, meaning that we even get yield on the PNL. That means you can keep a position open for a very long time without feeling guilty about losing a percentage. Finally, an income of darn, I'm not investing my money, it's stuck in my position. Most of the time anyway, when you have positions that are not absolutely huge, the yield will be minimal. That is to say, we can see it there, it is written on the BTC pair, it is 1.56. So on your PNL latent, you earn 1.56% annually. So this allows you to tell yourself, if you open a long very, very early, that you keep it for X months, X years, that you have $10,000 of latent PNL, more or less, a large position, you will earn a certain percentage on it, and it will always be positive gains. Unlike all those other platforms where you can, it has happened to me before to hold a futures position for many months on an asset, to keep the position for various reasons, but earn nothing on it. There you go. If I change pairs, if I go to Solana, the API is the same. I thought it was changing. Maybe it doesn't change depending on the pair. Let's see. No, okay, it's roughly the same everywhere. Maybe if I go a little bit lower. No, it's the same, but there you go. And that's great. There we have the info. Exactly. You need to activate the autoland. Information I forgot to mention. Mine is activated. You simply go to account settings. You scroll down. There's a little box that says activate autoland, which then also allows exactly that. My assets, as I already mentioned, are in lending most of the time, quite simply. So I deposit liquidity. Backpack uses this liquidity and compensates me for it at different rates depending on the assets. So there is absolutely no loss. And you have the lean tab. When you are not in Autoland like me, you have the option to manually deposit your funds. There I have nothing to deposit since everything is in Autoland. It's written here. And these are UST. I do, however, have some USDT that I can lend or maybe not. No, I'm mistaken. Yes, I'm silly, sorry. My bad. I misread the dashboard. And yes, since everything is on Autoland, I can't add more, it's already done. But here, you can manually decide, okay, I lend this much liquidity and I get this yield on such an asset. And you can also, in this way, borrow, as I told you, but with this time, you are the one who pays the platform with fees. So for USDT, it will cost you 3.69 per year. USDC, slightly different, slightly more expensive. BTC, cheaper, much cheaper, but you also earn much less if you lend. Here is the tour of the platform. I try to be as clear and relevant as possible. This is the first time I'm doing this type of tutorial, so do not hesitate if you have questions in the comments or if you send me an email, I will happily respond. Now, before ending the video, a small note on earning points for the current seasons and potentially the upcoming airdrop. Depending on when you watch the video, it may no longer be available, but that's okay. The tutorial remains relevant, however. For those who are listening to us now, you have the opportunity to generate points by using the platform. You can use the platform completely normally, make spot purchases, trade futures, do lending and borrowing, and earn points. There you go. We have seasons. We are in season 1, as perfectly mentioned here. And there is a point distribution with 10 million points distributed per week among all users. You have all the information available through the leaderboard here, and you can see all the people who are participating, etc. All that to say, if you wish, so you can simply use the platform normally, or you can do point farming. As we made a video about it, I'll put the link in the description. You have a dedicated video about that on the channel. It's important to know that we've also made an offer, which is that all the people who wish to do it like we do, and we will inform you throughout what is happening. So Now there are still 10 weeks remaining. Well, sorry, it's 10 weeks for season 1 with 10 million points. It will decrease. The more users there are, finally, the fewer points there will be available. And in the upcoming seasons, there will probably be fewer points available. So take advantage of it now if you are watching the video now. For those who followed Hyperliquid, well, we might have something similar and thus potentially very interesting at the release. It already makes 3 weeks now. There are now 7 weeks left. We have an offer as mentioned in the description. We offer everyone who trades through our link, you see, to support us. We literally pay you to do volume. Be careful, don't force yourself to do volume just for the sake of doing volume thoughtlessly. It's if you're interested, if you know a little about trading and handling the tools, we give you $30 per $1 million of traded volume. So you also have an email given to you in the description when you registered and completed the KYC. At the moment, you will also need to contact us so that a small manual modification can be made via the KYC process, allowing you access to futures trading. Depending on when you watch the video, there will be no issues at that level and you will be able to trade immediately. But you send us to this email, there you go. Well, as soon as you have a question. And then your alias, the alias meaning the nickname of your account, basically, which is available in the settings. You have the alias written, you send it to us, and then like that, in our referral table, we can directly see how much volume you have done. And you pay accordingly. So we will link your alias to your address, the address you wish to give us. So that basically for every $1 million of trading volume, we send you $30, quite simply, paid out of our pocket. We have nothing to do with, we are not affiliated, we don't have a deal with Backpack. We decided to do this, you see, to promote the platform and have a win-win deal with our users and the platform Backpack. All this to conclude, the Backpack platform really has a bright future ahead. There are many things that will happen. They are improving the platform day by day. The volume is exploding day by day. There are a lot of users. You will hear a lot. To talk in the coming months, the coming years, they are really doing a great job. They really intend to become the new FTX concretely, and then we can see it. We can recognize a bit of the graphical style of an FTX. It's really super pleasant and super smooth to use. They also have, I forgot to mention, a mobile application that is already available and that is super intuitive. Well, there you go. I'm promoting it, but it's because we really love the platform. It's really well made and we can't wait to see what it will become. With that, we'll say see you soon and keep you updated with new videos, new market analyses, and all the news that will come afterwards.